Hi there, welcome back to my channel, Healing with Kearra. I wanted to do a pick a card today. It's been a while since I did one of those. So we're just taking a general look into the person on your mind using the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and then we'll get messages with the Hermit Tarot message cards. So we have 4 piles. Pile 1 is the keys. Pile 2 is the leash. Pile 3 is the chapstick. And pile 4 is the pen. I just got some random household items. Pile 1 makes me think of like traveling. Pile 2 first made me think of exercise, but just now when I said it, it also made me think of like restraint, or feeling held back. Pile 3, at first I saw self care, relaxation, sunshine, being in like the warm weather and wanting to hydrate. And pile 4, I see communication, also. My cat is rubbing up on the tripod, but also like putting in some sort of work, in order to have something, if that makes sense. Putting in time. So, yeah, join us in the reading for your message. Hi there, pile 1 with the card keys. So, your person is showing up as the hangman here, and we have the 2 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So this looks like a pile where we also have you make me want to do bad things, and then maybe. So this looks like someone, I have so much desire for you, but then I need time for me. So what I'm seeing is like this is someone that you connected with in the past where like you were correct about their feelings for you. um they did care about you a lot and have a lot of desire towards you, right? Feel that you're very special, but there was something, it was like not the right timing. You could have like reached out for clarity regarding the situation, like you could have went to therapy or started looking at tarot readings or something. But it's like someone in the past who chose themselves, even though they really did care for you. They chose to invest in themselves instead of moving forward, and they kind of kept their feelings to themselves, and so it was really confusing. They chose to maybe like move away or just like go in another direction, move forward in a way that they were focusing on themselves or putting themselves first. They could have felt as though they had to, or they feel like the past is the past, and so they have to kind of surrender to like their actions and their choices and their decisions. A part of them could feel like they're ready now to come back around, but then there's like this other voice in their head telling them that it's too late or you wouldn't take them back. It's like, I made my bed, now I have to lie in it. Like they have to kind of submit to the choices that they've made. But the I'm ready card like already flipped out for what they would say to you, so I just left it. Um, okay. They're definitely in a place where they're struggling to move forward in their life at all. With this Two of Swords, I feel like not only with you or like when they think about how things happened here with you, it's just like in general, they're struggling to figure out how to move forward, where to go, what to do in their life, what to focus on. They like can't decide. They can't like pick one thing. Like they're having a hard time making a choice. Like they keep going back and forth. They don't even know like where they want to live, what kind of life they want to live, or they could just be struggling to settle down, trying to juggle like multiple things, and not really like picking something or feeling passionate about it. But it's like I'm seeing like keeping themselves preoccupied with lots of things so they don't have to focus on one thing because they don't want to make a solid commitment to anything. um so that could be like with where they live, their work, their relationships. They try to keep themselves like open and available. Um, so they keep a lot of stuff on their plate so they don't ever have to overly focus on one thing or get too invested in like one particular thing. Yeah, I'm seeing it's like they don't want to invest into any anything in their life. They feel like they just have to like submit or surrender to the way things are, or they could just feel like they have to operate like this because of choices and decisions or because they chose to focus on themselves in the past. Now they just have to put up with the way that they feel. I'm hearing like feeling kind of empty with their choices, with their decisions, with how they chose to move forward in the past, or now they like kind of don't know what to do. They feel like they just have to surrender to the way that they feel, or like they a part of them comes in and like tells themselves like they deserve to feel the way they do, like disconnected, kind of lonely, isolated. It's like they have, oh, that's my cat. It's like they have a lot of people around them, but nobody that's like, oh, anybody. Uh, hey, don't mess with the cards, okay? You can just lay there. They don't have like a true like teammate or like partnership or just like a genuine connection. It's just like a lot of people around them that kind of preoccupy their time, but they feel like it's not really going anywhere, like with their social life, their friends, their work environment. They feel like it's not really going anywhere in the long run, but that's kind of what they chose. So they just have to submit to that, if you will. So I feel like that's why this I'm ready card came out. Is they're just like more emotionally mature now, or they see things differently. They see like in the past they had different set of focus. So they felt like they needed to invest in themselves in a certain way, but it hasn't led them to what they had thought or what they would hope. And so they're kind of seeing that that wasn't necessarily worth it. And so now they're ready for something that they would not have been ready for in the past when you met. So Everybody. So they feel as though you would be very hesitant and cautious and very much so wanting to like protect yourself from them. Um, they feel as though you wouldn't want to be like vulnerable to them, that you would kind of hang on to the past and not want to give a lot to them. Like you maybe would see them as like selfish, greedy, like a taker, and not want to like give away a lot. And so they feel as though they can't really um, come towards you. Hey, just lay down, okay? Yeah, just lay down. They definitely think there's like no way that you would accept them back. Like they feel like they would have to jump through a lot of hoops and there's no way they would be able to like make it or like live up to your expectations or make up for what's happened in the past. They're also not sure if it would like make them happy or fulfill them to go back to this connection with the Nine of Cups in the reverse. It's like they're not sure if they would make you happy or if you would make them happy. They're not sure if it would bring them the emotional fulfillment that they're seeking. They're in a place where they just feel really empty and isolated, so they don't know what the best thing is. But I feel like this is something that they really think about, and they think about how now they would make a totally different choice. Like now they would be ready for the way that your energy was when you two met. Whereas in the past, they were focused on themselves and like all of the wrong things. But they don't know if you're like the same person or like how your energy would mesh together now, or like if you would be so protective of yourself from the past that there's no way you could get to a place where you could just like be happy together. um but they don't have the same intentions that they did in the past. Like they've definitely shifted a lot. They don't play the same games that they used to play. Um, they used to like kind of play certain games in order to see how people would react or like do certain things when they were more immature. So they feel like that is like a big part of what pushed you away or made things not work out, was like them maybe being really hot headed, creating arguments, like testing you, challenging you, expecting you to do really unrealistic things or to like, yeah, be the one to jump through certain hoops, if you will. And they're not like that anymore. Like they're more serious and grounded. They take their relationships more seriously. They're more emotionally mature. They have a better control on their like temper, their anger, their passionate side, if you will. So they're kind of like not the same person in some ways. So they don't even know if your energy would mesh the same and it would make each of you happy and fulfilled to be together. Or it's like they don't know if you would have the opportunity to like start over as strangers and kind of get to know each other again because they made the wrong choice in the past. So they just kind of surrender to how things are, if you will. But they definitely get caught up in like anxiety. I feel like they do spend a lot of time thinking about this, contemplating this, asking spirit like what they should do about it. But they kind of go back and forth, kind of fight with themselves. It creates a lot of anxiety. So sometimes they could try to like shut it off even and not think about it and just kind of live their life and just keep themselves preoccupied. Um, do things that make them feel happy in the moment, even though they're not like emotionally fulfilled in their life at this time. But again, they don't really know what would fix that. This is just something that they keep coming back to and thinking about and like fighting within themselves about. They could be struggling to kind of forgive themselves for certain things. And so then they feel like they have to surrender. So that's kind of a good thing that they're not just like in a place where they're lonely, unfulfilled, thinking they made the wrong choices. And then they're like, oh, looking at you as viewer here as someone that would just like fix it. Because that's not really the best place to be in. They're more just in a place of trying to figure out like why they feel the way they did, and they could have been a lot of things that they feel like they made the wrong choice or the wrong decision because they were so overly focused on themselves, investing in themselves, building some sort of security for themselves. So they feel like they just went in the wrong direction and made an incorrect choice that left them feeling kind of alone in the end. So yeah, that I think we should slow down makes a lot of sense because I'm getting definitely that they don't know if this would be like the right thing or if this would make them feel more connected or like fix the way that they feel necessarily, or they could feel like they need to like work on themselves and figure out whatever this emptiness or this loneliness that they're going through, like they need to kind of figure that out first instead of like making you their solution, because then that will create its own unhealthiness. So it's like they need maybe some time, but they're in a different place emotionally than they were back when you guys had met. So they feel like if you guys would meet now, it would be so different, but at the same time it's going to take them a while to get through like certain things that they're going through emotionally, but they do really think about a future with you here. They do think about what it would take to kind of heal certain things within themselves so that it would be easier to mend the relationship. It's like they want to come from a really authentic and genuine place. Yeah, but they do feel bad. They have a hard time not like kind of beating themselves up sometimes for certain choices and decisions that they made in the past. I just heard like because my cat was interrupting so much, they could be like an animal person. Um, I have an all white cat with green eyes, so I don't know, that could be relevant for some reason. I don't know why I'm seeing that, like just white animals in general, and seeing green eyes. It's like the opposite of green eyes. Um, yeah, white, all white. I don't know why that's coming through. I'm seeing the jungle or like a forest. either living like near a jungle or like near like mountains and a forest. Seeing swinging back and forth between different things. I'm seeing like collecting eggs, like in a chicken coop, fighting over the best way to go about something or do something. Yeah, this person is definitely in a place where they're just kind of struggling to move forward. They're like fighting with themselves about the best way to move forward on their journey or what's best for them or where they should be. So there's certain things that they kind of need to figure out in their life first, as far as like what they want to do, where they want to live, how they want to live, how they want to go about things. It's like they have a lot. So I feel like if you were to connect right now and get together, like they would maybe say like that they were ready, and then things would maybe get very passionate super quick, and then they would have to um, maybe slow things down and explain to you like how they're trying to they're still trying to figure out like where they want to be in their life and what their future is going to look like, and so it's hard to make the commitment at this time. With the keys and they're being like traveling, they may feel like they need to like move somewhere or do something in their life first before they could reconnect with you. Or it's like they're currently thinking about how they could reconnect with you, and it's like they know they are going to have to move somewhere or make some sort of change. So that could be kind of scary or something that maybe holds them back from communicating. It also could seem like a huge leap to make a move or to go somewhere to make some sort of shift, and then maybe it doesn't work out and they don't feel fulfilled, or it doesn't bring them the happiness they think that it will, and then they're right back where they started. They kind of go through these like cycles of like self-doubt, even though a part of them thinks that maybe you could come back together and have a fresh start, but they're not sure if you would even want to again or how you would even feel. So it could have been a while since you've connected with this person. Again, they could be like living far away or in a different place or in this like a city somewhere. Or they could travel a lot, or have like a big commute or something. In the past, you could have had to travel to see each other, or like they traveled away from where you are, and they are knowing that they would have to come back. But then it's like they're doubting, like taking this leap. Yeah, so just take whatever resonates and leave whatever doesn't. Just a general reading, but that is all I see for pile one with the car keys. So, if you watched this far into the reading, I really appreciate it so much, and I hope that you have a really great day. Hi there, pile two with the leash. You could get unexpected communication from someone from your past. So we have the I know you from somewhere. It's like a Six of Cups energy. Or like meeting someone that kind of unlocks like a familiar feeling inside of you, or kind of takes you back, makes you feel like at home, or like your childhood, or feels familiar to your family, something from when you were a kid, or reconnect with someone from your childhood that like unlocks some sort of core memory. We have this key here, and it's like spiral. Yeah, like makes you see things or realize things in a different light. Like I said, unlocks like a core memory to help you to kind of heal from something. So this person is in a place where they're trying to move forward in their life, but they either feel like they're being controlled by people around them, or they are kind of abusing certain powers that they have and maybe trying to control people around them, or both. They could feel like kind of oppressed or controlled by certain people in their life, and so they translate that or take that out on trying to kind of control others. So, like when I said leash in the introductory part here, I instantly thought of trying to leash someone, cage them, control them, make sure they don't, get too far. So that could be how they kind of cope, because they feel caged or leashed in some way. So that's how they kind of get their power back, is by exercising that control over others. They could be really controlling in their relationships, not really wanting people to get too far, or they have this fear of people just kind of like leaving them. They could have a heavy fear of abandonment, and so that translates to kind of like an OCD energy, being really overly controlling or like nitpicky. Um, it seems as though they have a lot of control over like a lot of people around them, or they're in some sort of position of power in their life, but this like kind of stops them or prevents them from really being able to move forward in their life in a healthy way. It's like not good for them, um, to have this access to this power, whatever it is in their life. So again, with the magician here, with where they're at, I'm just seeing here, buddy. Come here. No, not over the cards. Come here. Over here. Come here. My cat just loves tarot. Just loves tarot. Um, hey, buddy, don't rub on the cards, okay? So, yeah, with the magician, with where they're at, I'm seeing even more energy of just kind of wanting to have a hand in other people's life, wanting to keep an influence over others, or feel as though something is within their control. It like makes them feel comfortable to know that like there's something that they could do, or exercise some sort of action or influence over what's happening around them. So they want to like control the narrative in the way that people see them. So sometimes they do kind of put up like an illusion in order to like draw people in or captivate others, or to just give off, whatever sort of vibe they want people to see, kind of for their own benefit. So with the Four of Swords, it's more energy of kind of like inaction and not really moving forward in their life at this time. They're kind of just letting certain opportunities fall to the wayside or like pass them by. Um, they could be kind of caught up in like a fantasy, or like chasing after a dream. It's like they have a false perception of their life at this time. So they're kind of like chill and easy mode. But there's a lot that they're like avoiding seeing or focusing on or paying attention to, and just kind of letting a lot of things go. Um, it's like they have this energy of like, if I don't give my energy to it or focus on it, then it's not real, or it's not going to affect me, which again is like stopping them or preventing them from really moving forward in their life in a healthy way. They're kind of just in like a stagnant place. They're more focused on like the way people perceive them than what they're actually doing in their life, which is interesting, a very interesting energy. So, this could be someone that you knew when you were younger or in the past. And so, again, like reconnecting with them gives you some sort of key information, or it unlocks some sort of understanding. It's like something that you need to know kind of once and for all, or like to know that this person hasn't changed, or they haven't gotten in a different place in their life. They're kind of doing the same things, spinning their wheels in the same like tactics that they were before. So, like, getting that clarity could help to gain a lot of closure for you. So, it's easier to kind of put that to the side, or like end a certain cycle once and for all. So, if it's been a long time since you connected with this person, they want to change that. They they want to take action towards you, which is pretty confusing because um, their energy just kind of generally in their life is just like a lot of inaction, or just kind of working against themselves, if you will. But when it comes to you specifically, their energy towards you, they would like to like turn something around, or take some sort of action or some sort of approach to you. It's like they can't accept how things are. They can't accept the way that you perceive them, or what other people have to say. I feel like a lot of other people have kind of intervened, or like gotten in their head and tried to kind of tell them what your connection with them was like, or who you are. how they really felt about you, or just a lot of people have like interfered and like projected their energy into it, and so it's kind of gotten to this person finally. Like they may have been influenced by it at first, but now it's like motivating them to take some sort of action, because it's like they can't accept what everyone else has to say, or like just the way that things are right now. It's like they can't just accept that and leave it at that. It's like they don't have any mental peace. Um, and then it's like the people around them are just kind of like making it worse and putting like even more pressure on them. So again, like I was getting in the beginning, it's like they have a lot of people around them who are very much like controlling, restraining them, or controlling them, or leashing them, if you will. So it's like their way of coping is by like then exercising that same level of control in their relationships in order to feel secure. It's like, okay, well, I'm the one in the position of power now, so I feel secure, rather than realizing then they're just being hurtful in the same ways that the people around them are hurting them. So they don't feel like they have a lot of control over their life and their circumstances. And it's finally like getting to them and pushing them to the point where they feel as though they have to do something about it or take some sort of action towards you. They see you as a very like strong, independent person who works really hard to like build themselves up. And so they feel like everybody else is wrong, like everyone else's perception of you or your relationship is not accurate and not correct. Like they feel so differently about you than people around them want them to, or how they want them to perceive the relationship. They just don't feel that way in their heart. They have all of this very warm, loving energy towards you. They feel as though you could work really well together and make each other very happy, meet each other's needs. They feel like the relationship could go in a really positive direction. Like you could grow together, maybe travel together. But it's like if you were to like kind of go on your own together, that it's like you would work together in such a unique way that everything would be okay. Everything would be accounted for. It's like you would be able to kind of team up and like have each other's back and help get each other into a new space. Like they would start to move forward again, connecting with you. So they feel like everybody around them is like wrong. They feel like they're finally starting to kind of wake up and see that the people around them want to like leash them, cage them, hold them back, like keep them kind of limited, rather than allowing them to like, be free to explore and figure out what's best for them, or what they want, or the direction that they want to go in. So they feel as though connecting with you, there's something unique about your energy and how it works with theirs, that you could both, work together to get each other into a totally different space. But they're not doing a whole lot for themselves to get themselves in a different space. They just kind of feel like if they were to take action towards you, then you guys could prove everyone wrong together and like move forward together. Is like they're with this Ace of Swords, it's like they're finally they feel as though they're finally seeing things clearly. They finally know like which choice to take, or how to invest themselves. So a lot of the people around them that they feel like are trying to low key control them or put pressure on them, it could be like in connection to their family. They feel like this has been happening since they were really young, like they weren't allowed to like choose what they wanted to choose and like be who they wanted to be. Um, I feel like they've had to kind of go through a lot of unfair things, and that's like really what's held them back. They're having a lot of like epiphanies and realizations about what would actually be like best for them or what they actually want at this time. So, if your family won't like me, I'm sorry. I meant what I said. I am terrified, and I still don't have all of the answers. So there's still a lot of things that they're trying to figure out for themselves. And I feel like some of the things that people have said to them still get to them. Like they would really like to take action towards you, and they don't see you the same way that other people would like them to, or other people. It's not anything personal against you. I just feel as though you may have had a very strong connection with this person, and that could have intimidated the people around them. Like they felt like they would lose the control that they had over this person, and so they had to kind of like put restraints, or kind of leash them from being able to explore too far into the connection or the relationship. It was like something felt so right to this person and they wanted to pursue it, but then other people like influenced them to work against themselves. So it's like they want to take action, but then they allow like other people's opinions to create doubt. So there's still a lot of fear that comes up with that. I meant what I said. I feel as though it's like if they did express having strong feelings for you, or a deep care for you in the past, it's like they really did care for you. They do feel sorry here. There's definitely a fear that your lives won't blend very well. So, with the your family won't like me, that could have been like people around them influencing them to think that it just wouldn't work and that you guys would not be able to like mesh together to create something new together. So, it's like kind of like a third party influence leading them to have a lot of self doubt. Yeah, that's all I see for pile two. So if you watch this far, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope that you have a really great day. Hi there, pile three. So doing a general energy check-in with the beeswax lip balm. Um, use this real quick, actually. So, like I was saying in the introduction, I really see like hydration, self care, giving back to yourself, trying to take care of yourself, focus on yourself, clean girl era, relax girl era, letting things come to you era with the pink. I'm just seeing a lot of like feminine energy. I just saw like Barbie, the Barbie movie, just popped into my mind. So I feel as though this person here really cares about you. Um, this is definitely like a romantic connection. It could have been something that came out of nowhere or it came like against all odds. Your connection is kind of lasted through something like unexpectedly. There could have been some sort of there's something in the past. I'm not getting a lot of like what it was. I don't think it was like a deep betrayal. This other person could feel as though they feel more strongly about you than you feel about them. So there's some sort of fear based off something that happened in the past. They see you as like this very abundant person that could kind of like have anyone that you want or go anywhere that you want. They see you as very loving, like you have this very warm, giving, loving, caring energy, and they feel as though anyone would, be lucky to have you in their life. So that could be a fear of theirs is that you're going to go in another direction or choose something else. Something could have happened in the past, some sort of secret or just something that came up that you guys had to kind of like work through. But it's like, again, it's like against all odds, this connection like made it through a lot of like difficult, um, some sort of difficult circumstance. So this person really cares about you. They really feel as though there's like this deeper level connection here. Like with them dreaming about you all the time, they feel like spirit is constantly like confirming that this connection is like right for them or there's something very special about it, but they don't feel fully secure that like you feel the same way, like that you have the same level of passion for them as they do for you. They definitely feel like ready to. So, yeah, something could have hurt, or I'm sorry, something could have happened in the past that really hurt them. Um, So, like, if people gossip about that or talk about it or something that could make it worse for them, like something happened that made them like doubt you or question your feelings for them. Like, if you're on that same level um, that they're on, to be able to just like, you know, go all in, like dive all into the connection. So that whatever happened here, they're trying to forget about that with the Nine of Swords in the reverse. They're trying to let go of the past and whatever happened that has created this level of like anxiety. They're trying to like move forward and call in some sort of abundance. So that's where this like self-care energy could be coming from. With the Queen of Wands, I'm seeing like the sun like shining down. So I'm seeing like laying out in the sun, like getting lots of sun, doing things that make them feel like replenish and revive. So like laying out by the beach or like by the pool is like relaxing, yet it's like self-care, right? Because it's good for your skin. So they're trying to kind of like focus on themselves and their energy. They're trying to be in like a more feminine, like receptive energy of like drawing things in towards them while still uh, being very logical and thinking things through in the proper way, or making those executive choices and decisions from kind of like a higher perspective. They could come across like almost cold sometimes because they don't want to come across as overly emotional or overly vulnerable, and they don't want to get caught up in their head with like a bunch of anxiety. With the I dream about you a lot, it's like they are very, with the too much at the bottom, they're very aware that, sometimes they just think, they overthink things and they get too in their head, and then it comes out in their dreams. There's unconscious is even stressed. And so they're trying to like temper that. Like they're not trying to like forget about you or just like quit dreaming about you, but not to the point where it's like it's stressful and they're like stressing on it. Um yeah, they're really trying to just like let go and take care of themselves and focus on themselves instead of like always stressing over the relationship and like what you're doing and where you're at. They're trying to take care of themselves, give back to themselves, work on themselves, focus on themselves. um, take in or like participate in, indulge in the things that they really like, they really enjoy, and brings them a lot of happiness, because it's like they don't know, they don't feel fully secure that you feel the same about them as they do towards you. So they don't know that like you're going to choose them in the end. So they want to like start taking care of themselves and seeing themselves as like home, so that they can choose themselves if you don't end up feeling the same way about them as they feel about you. They want to like prioritize themselves more, give back to themselves more, focus on themselves. Like I'm seeing like sunlight, like being out in the sun, being more nutrient, like exercising more or getting more nutrients. I would say exercising more, eating more like fruits and vegetables, healthier foods, like just overall taking care of themselves more instead of like stressing and always worrying and watching and reading into every little thing in the relationship and like where it's going and where you're at and how you feel. And it's like they realize they can't dissect you and like control you and like understand every little thing about you in every moment. So they need to kind of focus on like taking care of themselves. They realized they were like neglecting themselves and not focusing on themselves. Like they were letting certain things within themselves lack, and then that was affecting, like they may have had too much anxiety to where then they were the problem. Like something happened in the past where like you did something to like make them question things or like doubt things or like affect their security in the relationship, but then they chose to focus on it, ruminate on it, obsess on it to the point where then they became the problem, because then they had so much anxiety or they were doubtful, or was like they realized whatever they were doing about how they felt was counterproductive, and again like then they were becoming the problem. So they're trying to be more healthy and like focus on themselves more in a healthy way, give back to themselves, put themselves first, like focus on taking care of themselves instead of reading into every little thing you're doing, dissecting every little thing, trying to understand every little thing. And not even just towards the relationship. I feel like they're just doing this in general in their life. They're just trying to put themselves first, focus on themselves, focus on their health. Um, just overall like stop reading into every little thing and stressing about every little thing and just being insecure and overwhelmed about every little thing in their life, like just trusting that things are going to come to them, that they can draw things in, they can have healthy boundaries when they need to, they can trust their own thinking and choices and decisions. So again, it may come across like they're being kind of cold, or like you may be kind of confused because their energy is just like shifted, but it's coming from a place of just wanting to pour back into themselves, focus back on themselves, like not overly stress out or be overly emotional towards this connection. So, yeah, that may just kind of come across like they like don't care anymore or something, or it's like there's a noticeable shift of their energy to where they don't seem as like warm or open towards the relationship. But I don't feel as though that's their intentions. I feel like they just realized that they started getting on like kind of an unhealthy track in their life. And so they want to reroute and like refocus, recenter themselves. So their energy towards you, they don't have any doubts when it comes to you. Like they don't go back and forth. Like they know for certain how they feel about you. They're very set on you. They would like to continue to move towards you in this connection, or to continue to go on the path that they've been on that's kind of been leading them towards you. They don't question it at all. Like there's no other options for them that they go back and forth or wonder, like, is this right or not? It's like they fully trust their gut, and um, whatever it is that draws them towards you or makes them so attracted to you, like they feel very certain about it. Like there's something about you that they can just sense something. So they don't ever compare you to anyone else or anything else. There's nothing else that they would want or anywhere else that they would want to be or go. Like they never go back and forth between you and anything else. Like they're just very sure about their feelings for you. They just want to get to know you more. They want to see you in a deeper light. They want to get like closer towards you, or they want to understand you. So it's like they could have been doing this like to a fault, like kind of overly investigating, like they were just overly focused on your life and what you were doing and where you're at and what's up with you. But it just comes from just like really caring for you, and it's like they want to know more and more. They want to continue to explore like your mind, your brain, your life. They just really want to understand you. They could think that there's kind of like, they have a ways to go before they could fully understand you or see you, because they feel things are very complex with you. There's something about you that's just so intriguing to them. You're like a mystery to them, and you draw them in and make them want to know more and see more, understand more. You definitely have like a pull. Your energy is very like alluring. It could be this very feminine energy of just really drawing others to you, but in particular, this person. They're very curious about you, but it's like they don't want to overwhelm you. So in the past, they feel like they read into things too much, or like overthinking certain things, and like hurt their feelings more than they needed to. So now it's like they pulled back because they don't want to overwhelm you. They feel like if they were to share like everything they think and feel and everything that's going on with them all at once or like all right now, that it would be like too much. Like they feel like you have a lot of responsibilities on your plate and a lot of other things that you focus on. You could have like other people that you take care of or that you're responsible for. You're very hardworking. You've gotten to like the certain place in your life where they have a lot of respect and admiration for like what you have to offer, how hard you work, how much you can provide. They see that it's difficult for you to like open up to others, and so they don't want to overwhelm you by being too much too fast. Like they want you to get to this place where you feel safe and comfortable to open up to them first before they tell you like everything that they know or that they've discovered or figured out. They want you to like open up to them and tell them who you are before they tell you like everything they think about you or like how long they've been watching you or how long they've had these feelings for you. It's like they want you to open up on your own. Um, yeah, so they don't want to like overthink it or over obsess over it until you feel ready and comfortable to like let them in on all these things that are so alluring to them or you're like a mystery to them, so they don't want to like figure you all out on their own and attach like a label to you. Like they want you to feel comfortable to open up to them, but they think that's something that you don't really do with a lot of people. It just, yeah, it takes a while to like get to that place. You could have been deeply hurt in your past too, and so you're very protective of yourself. So I feel as though they tried to be like there was a certain point where they tried to be kind of too much too fast, and it just became very clear to them that right now is like not the time for them to throw that much energy at you. And so they had to kind of like pull back and step back and readjust to the connection like in a different way, because again it's like they're completely sure about you, they don't have any doubts. So they feel like it could maybe take you longer to get to that place and they didn't want to freak you out and overwhelm you. There was a point in the past where they were scared that they did though, like they were scared that they pushed you away. They scared you like you weren't going to be interested in them anymore. So then it became very like abundantly clear to them at that time that it wasn't right at that time that they could have everything they wanted with you or like connect with you in the way that they wanted to. It's like they need to give you that time for you to get there to feel safe to open up. But it's like you already know that this person really cares about you and is completely sure about you. With this, I think so, yes. I feel like it's like they think that you feel the same way about them, but they're not 100% sure. Like they want to be like, yes, they, feel the same way about me, but they are just not sure. But they know that you know exactly how they feel about you. So I do feel like at the end of the day, they are focused on being happy and they feel like you would make them really happy. And so they're willing to be very patient and allow you to kind of like work through your own fears in order to be able to feel safe to open up to them. So they feel like in time, like in the future, you'll be able to get there. Whereas, like, they don't want to push it right now or try to force it right now. Yeah, they don't go back and forth at all. Like, they're very sure of you. They see you like magnified in comparison to everyone else. Like, you are just bigger or you just stand out. There's something different about you that they see in you, that they're very drawn to. They have some sort of higher like wisdom that they see like some energy in you, and they want to know more, but they're like willing to wait and give you that time to feel safe to open up, or for your feelings to grow to where you're then in the same place that they are emotionally. So in the interim, they're just trying to find that balance within themselves, but they are really hoping that you will also get to this place. So that's all I have for pile 3. If you watch this far into the reading, I really, really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day. Hi there, pile 4 with the pen. Like I was saying, at first it made me think of communication, like writing someone, writing physical letters, but then I was also thinking of like writing things or like filling out forms, preparing something, doing some sort of work to prepare to uh, uh, go somewhere, get out of something, advance yourself somehow. Your person, the chariot, already flipped out for their card, and we have the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So there's an energy of someone having their sights set on something and wanting to kind of like explore that. We have the Nine of Wands. So, um, Four of Swords, there's an energy of like stopping to take a rest before kind of pushing through and persevering towards a goal. Um, so there could have been a very serious goal or intention, and then there was like kind of like a period where things were like at a standstill and there wasn't as much progress um, as there was before. Like there was some sort of like break or gap. Whereas like in the past, you were kind of on the certain track. Um, Things could be kind of shifting now. The goal, the site could be shifting after taking a time out or like taking a break. We have Do You Think About Me Too? So that kind of gives energy of like there being a separation here. We also have Will You Choose Me? Um, there is someone else. Gossip only hurts more. So they could have heard that you were with someone else or that you were dating someone else. So that's why there's this Will You Choose Me? Like they could be thinking about reaching out and reconnecting with you. But they're not sure if you will choose them over like whoever they heard that you had moved on with. But this may not be true. So that could be why it's like, this is making it worse. You could have heard that they moved on with someone or vice versa. Um, there could be just some negative gossip that's giving either of you like a false perception to where there's like this doubt. But they are curious. Like if you are also thinking about them with the one, they could be wanting to reach out to you soon. One day, 1 week, 1 month. A lot of cards came out with this too, like almost two or three cards for every thing we're looking into. So they're in kind of an interesting place in their life because they want to move forward, but they also want to protect themselves and not let anyone in fully. They don't want to fully let people in, but they have a lot of love to give and they want to like express themselves, open up, connect with others emotionally without fully investing or like fully giving the other person access to all of them. But they want to like give what they want to give when it feels right, if that makes sense. So if with the hermit in the reverse, that's more energy of them like wanting, if they've taken a time out to kind of like rest and reevaluate and rethink what they want and where they're going, they want to come out of this and pursue something that makes them feel really happy and fulfilled. Like could be something from their past. So like if you're in a separation, you know, this connection could be the thing from their past that they want to like revisit. They want to move towards, again, emotional fulfillment, like something that would be really solid and make them really happy. But so they want to come out of like isolation in one sense, but in another sense they're not ready to like fully open up or to give you or anyone like full access to them, but they do like have a lot of love to give and things they want to express, and so they do want to move forward at this time. They have their sights kind of set on something specific. So, the King of Wands with their intentions, they have very like solid, genuine intentions here. You kind of set their heart on fire. So they want to like move towards you in a very solid way that shows that they're very grounded. Like they have a lot of passion, but it's like not going anywhere. They're very grounded and they've matured a lot and learned how to kind of control their impulses, their feelings, their emotions, their passions. Like they don't get as overwhelmed or they don't get as hot headed or they don't care about certain things as much as they used to. They feel like they're being like divinely guided back to you. Like whatever happened in the past, it's like everything happened the way it was meant to in order to bring them to this place to be like in alignment with you. They feel like things didn't work out in the past because you were both being protected by something. So it was like meant to be. So in order to come back together now in a different time, it was like things didn't work out in the past. So it kind of preserved the connection so that like nothing too bad happened, if you will, to where it wouldn't be like irreparable. Like now you have a chance to come together and like reconnect and move forward because things ended like somewhat positively in the past. They do feel like there's a potential for you guys to come together and like merge together. They could feel like you are like a part of them or very deeply connected to you. So they could feel like you're like a soulmate, twin flame type of connection, like someone they've been looking for their whole life, or you could have connected with them when they were younger or when you were kids. So they feel like you're a part of them in some way, like your journeys are just intertwined in some way, like it's kind of divinely destined for your paths to cross again. They could be just thinking about that, like thinking about how to kind of blend or merge your world with theirs, how to come together in a really solid way. But there's also this part of them that is like scared to give someone full access to them and like fully let someone in. So your connection is like they do want to pursue it, but it also very deeply scares them. But they have a lot of love towards you. So they could be like watching you from afar, like stalking your socials, trying to figure out where you're at in your life right now, where you live, like what's kind of going on with you. Again, they feel as though things fell apart or didn't work out in the past because you were both being like protected or sheltered from something. They could have heard a lot about you. Like, say it was someone that you connected with when you were kids or when you were younger, teenagers, etc. A lot of times, the people that you go to school with, like as you grow up, you live your own lives. Whenever people hear things about their classmates, then they'll go and like tell their friends, like, "Oh, so and so's dating this person. So and so moved to this place. So and so's having a baby." So it's like over the years they may have like heard things about you through other people that you also knew when you were younger. So certain people could like give them the wrong advice or just like hear rumors that aren't even necessarily true, or feed them things that make them feel like they need to kind of protect themselves in certain ways. But it looks like they have grown and they're able to see that like things happened the way they did in the past for a reason, to like shelter both of you from some sort of energy. And they feel like they've grown and matured and they're in a different place now, um, to where they could be like more of a stable person for you to rely on emotionally. Like they can kind of control their passions and their self more. They feel like they're being kind of divinely led back to you. So yeah, the I am manifesting you. They really are trying to like find their way back to you, if you will. I feel like with this, yeah, nah, it kind of goes back to this, gossip only hurts more. Like there, I feel as though there's been times where they've heard things that made them feel like, okay, um, no, like I wouldn't want to go back to that. But they continue to think about you. Like a part of them is just like, yeah, nah, they wouldn't be interested in me or they wouldn't choose me. Like they've totally moved on in their life. But then a part of them like wants to reach out and be like, well, do you think about me? Regardless of like whatever they've heard. So something they heard like in the past or just about your life could have really hurt them and caused them to be like, say you're in another relationship, you're engaged, you're having a baby with someone else, or you were at any point in the past, like the last 10 years, say, and they heard about it. Could have been very hurtful to them to know that like you cared about someone that much to move on in that way, even if it didn't really work out. It's like they felt a lot of pain by knowing that you moved on or that your life changed, and they wonder if you feel the same way about them. if it would also hurt you to know that like they moved on in that way, but they feel like probably not, um, with their someone else. I feel like they get a lot of self-doubt sometimes and just think like no, they wouldn't care. um, they don't think about me the same way, but that also really hurts them. So that's where the gossip only hurts more. It's like other people's input or what they've heard or all of these things like only bring more pain or hurt them more or trigger them more to feel as though they need to, really protect themselves and like guard themselves more than they do. Okay. Um, there is a desire to move towards you. They are trying to kind of put it out there and trust the universe to like guide them back to you. So they're trying to kind of like come out of isolation in their own life and just start to put themselves out there and trusting in the universe to like bring you guys back together in the divine timing. Like in the past, it wasn't the right timing and you were both being protected in certain ways. And so whenever it is the right timing, they're trusting spirit to bring this back around. But they keep a close eye on you. Like they keep a close watch on you. And they've recently like taken a time out and are choosing to move forward again on their journey and like put themselves back out there, like put one foot in front of the other and just trust at a certain point their path is going to stumble across yours again. But again, they like keep a close eye or keep a close watch on you. Like they just kind of want to like low key know what's going on in your life, where you're at, what you're doing, what's going on with you. Obviously, you feel the same way getting a tarot reading or looking into a tarot reading on this person, or maybe you weren't even asking about this person, and then now that I'm describing it, it's like someone else in your head, and you're like shocked that this person's coming through, or that they like held on to this whole time, or that they would still feel the same way or like care so much. But again, they see you as like a twin flame or a soulmate connection or something that's like inevitable to come back around or for them to connect again. They have a lot that they want to share with you and tell you with all of these butterflies. Like they've grown a lot internally. They've transitioned a lot, so they have a lot that they want to like open up and share with you and express to you. Yeah, they're definitely like keeping a close eye, keeping a close watch. I'm seeing like watching your socials, trying to figure out like where you're at, where you're living, trying to figure out how they could like maybe sync their life up with yours in some way, without it being like too intentional. But they just want to start moving forward again. And they're really hoping that that leads to like reconnecting with you in some sort of crazy divine way, essentially, so that they have the opportunity to show you how much they've grown or how much they've changed. Yeah, they're really curious if you feel the same way or also wonder about them. But they kind of tell themselves that you probably don't. And so that's why they think that you're going to have to reconnect in some sort of like divine way. Like, spirit will have to like bring you back together because they feel like you wouldn't want to reconnect with them, or like you are with someone else, or you just wouldn't be interested in choosing them or be open to them again. And so it's going to have to be in such a way that it's like only spirit or God could have like reconnected you, or like it only would have happened through. Or maybe they feel like it would have to be some sort of like divine connection or like divinely led intervention in both of your lives where you connect in this very organic way for you to like trust it and think that God was in it and be willing to kind of give them another chance or choose them over someone else if you're with someone else currently. Yeah, they feel like it's going to have to be like the universe. Like they can't just reach out to you for whatever reason. But that could be based off of certain things they've heard. Um, or it's like they need you to reach out to them or for you guys to connect in some sort of organic way so they don't feel like they were the ones like chasing you while you were in another connection, if that makes sense. Because they don't want to like force it. Like they want to know that it was like meant to be or that it was divinely led. Like this is like their twin flame soulmate, like the person spirit wants them to be with. So they need that like extra confirmation. So it's like they need you guys to reconnect in a divinely led way or for spirit to just like reconnect you guys in order for them to truly feel safe to like open up or to let you in or to share like everything with you that they have within them, like all of the love and just how much they've transformed and grown. It's like they have to know that God is in it in order to feel safe to open up and let another person in, including you. But especially because of certain things that they've heard as you guys have been separated, that kind of gave them that feeling like you maybe didn't care about them as much as they cared about you. But they're really hurt by the idea of you moving on with someone else. Like it deeply hurts them to think about you like seriously moving on with someone else. That could be another reason why they're constantly checking in on you or checking up on you to see like if your relationship is really serious or if you're really moving in the direction that they heard that you were. um yeah, it would hurt them deeply to figure that out. So they're trying to manifest you back into their life somehow without like forcing it too much. So yeah, that's what I have for pile 4. If you watched this far into the reading, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day.